I have sold millions of dollars with an M off of Facebook alone. I posted it on Facebook Marketplace, and yesterday I got a notification that it's already got like 47,000 clicks, which is why my messages have just been flooded with people.
And they're all very attractive women. Typically on a car sales floor, it's people who look like Evan and myself. So that's not what you're going to run into.
You know, just six pack, must,
it's
just,
eight now.
They'll like you because you're funny and cool and you're doing fun things. They don't like you because you have the Q5 for $3.99 a month.
Scared to start because they don't know how to start or who to start with. It's just so complicated in their mind that they just don't want to put any energy into it. What advice would you give? We're finally at the point of this conversation that I'm the most excited about having, because we're going to get into social media and how TikTok and other social media platforms are impacting the automotive space. As a resident LinkedIn expert, I find that this is a conversation that I am extremely passionate about, and I can't wait because we have an actual dealer we could talk to about this. I've been in debate so much about the power of social media, about the power of TikTok and Instagram and LinkedIn, and how that can truly transcend the auto industry. And I've been debated hard about there's no ROI. It doesn't matter. It's not that important. But at the end of the day, are you doing it or are you not? So, Evan, can we talk a little bit about your experience and what kind of caused you to get on social media for what you're doing with Audi Jacks? And then we can kind of take it from there. But just know that our audience is very, very mixed when it comes to this. Half the people are like, yeah, I'm for it. And the other half are like, that don't have no ROI. So I'm curious kind of what got you into it in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, social media is it's a great tool if you know how to use it. If you have the right, it took me years to build my following on Facebook to basically car guys. Car guys are who most of my friends are on Facebook, and that bled over to Instagram and then also to LinkedIn as well. So, I have sold tons and tons, millions of dollars worth of cars off of Facebook alone.
Can you say that again?
Millions of dollars. Wow. With an M.
M's.
Millions. Literally just by posting, I just got this brand new Porsche. It's got 10,000 miles. I'll be posting it tomorrow. And then people just flood my, what's the chalk color on that? Oh, that, it just gets the conversation going. And the more engagement you get on these posts, the more exposure you get. The more exposure you get, the more people you find. The more people that you find, the more money. It's a whole thing. So, you have to use it right though. Otherwise, you're not going to go anywhere with it. So,
what made you make that conscious effort to even begin? Because you're like, with social media is like just what we do, or like what made you say, hey, I could turn my Facebook first into something that I could parlay into other platforms?
Yeah. Well, it just made sense to me because my Facebook was, before I was in the car industry, it was really just memes.
Family, yeah.
Not even that. It was just memes. It was just me making stupid memes about dumb things. And, as I became more professional in my career, I started to notice that people were paying attention to what I was saying about cars and selling cars. And then I started selling people cars off of my Facebook posts. And that kind of just snowballed into people were just friending me that I didn't even know, who owned cars and had cars. And then my network started to grow and grow and grow. So now it's like I post a car and random people will just message me because their friend shared it to their other friend. You know what I mean? And sometimes those are the right buyers for these special cars that we get, because we do get special cars all the time. And sometimes you can't reach those guys on Car Gurus or Auto Trader.
Are you posting just special, or is it every car that you get in? Like, are you selective when you're going through your posts, like very specific?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Very selective. Yeah, because my followers don't want to see a 2025
anything
Jeep Wrangler without power windows. They want to see cool stuff. That's what gets people's attention, is cool stuff and unique stuff. So that's what I post when we get it, and we'd get a lot of it. So. And honestly, those are the hardest cars to probably sell traditionally. They take a long time. They have a high market day supply. Okay. So, I don't need any help selling a 2020 Camry. That car is going to sell no matter what. But like a a 2024 Ferrari, GTB, like put that car everywhere. Get it as many eyeballs as you can.
That also is a sweet car.
That's true.
I don't
Correct.
think I would fit in it, but I like it.
Yeah. But there's very few buyers for a car like that because it's a high dollar, hybrid Ferrari. There's very few buyers out there for those cars. So you gotta reach them any way you can.
How did you get that car? Like, what were they trading that in on?
We got it from an auction.
Okay.
We went out and sought out that car.
Okay.
It's a green 2024 GTB that we got. So I posted it on Facebook Marketplace along with my normal Facebook. And yesterday I got a notification that it's already got like 47,000 clicks, which is why my messages have just been flooded with people. A lot of it's just silly goose activities like, I'll trade you a PS5. Like, all right, you get some bad with the good, you got to deal with it. But
would you say that, since you've kind of made social media a focus and a focal point of your business, are a lot of the buyers you're getting, they're not local because your social media is all over the place. So have you sold a lot of, I think the audience needs to hear this, that you're selling vehicles outside of your market in other states, maybe even other countries that want your vehicles because you're putting them out there.
Yeah,
Would you say that's accurate?
Exactly, yeah. So like if you go onto Car Gurus, for example, they auto set the distance to like 100 or 200 miles. So if I'm just a consumer on Car Gurus, just searching, for whatever, it's only going to show me 100-mile radius, 200-mile radius. Very few people are going to open that up to any. Whereas on social media, it's out there. It's out there. People are going to see it. It doesn't matter where they live. I don't think, I don't know. We could ask Mark Zuckerberg if he constricts our posts to certain locations. I don't think they do that.
I just texted him. He doesn't.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So anyway. Yeah, I'll get people messaging me from Colorado, California, New York about whatever I post. So it gets out there and it's free.
That's the key. It's free. It only takes a little bit of effort on your part. And since you become used to doing it, it doesn't feel like a chore, right? Because you've gotten the return from it. A lot of dealers, I think, are scared to start because they, A, don't know how to start or who to start with. And then B, it's just so complicated in their mind that they just don't want to put any energy into it.
Sure.
What advice would you give a dealer or even a salesperson at your dealership who you want them to get into social media more? Because, Philip and I both know the power of video and the power of putting that out there, but a lot of our audience does not know that. So what advice would you give to a salesperson at your dealership that you want to get them into this more, and to a dealer, like more of a manager or a GM who's like, I don't know if I'm going to get any ROI on that. And then they like push it away. The
biggest thing I think that you want to do when you're trying to lock in on social media and sell cars on it is you don't want to be too like salesy, if that kind of makes sense. Like, you just want to be like a regular guy who's just got these really cool cars that you're posting, especially if you're like a GM or an owner of a dealership. If you're posting stuff, like the title alone gives you credit and people are going to see that like, oh, that's the real deal at, Lexus of blah, 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 whatever store. That guy's the real deal. And, what you're also doing is you're also building your own brand essentially as Jake from Lexus of whatever. Like, you're the guy that keeps posting all this cool stuff. So, so you really have to, you really got to think about that in terms of building your brand and also, what are you going to post on there that makes sense? You know what I mean? So, because if you're just posting like, oh, you can lease a new Honda for $299. Yeah, is that really going to go anywhere?
Well, you'd be surprised, on TikToks sometimes, and I know that's not your preferred platform, but I got to call it out. It's not mine either, but it does really well.
Sure.
Sometimes these sales guys on TikTok, they just do like vehicle walkarounds and they talk about cars, but then they make it their own.
Yeah.
And the audience that's watching TikTok videos is very young, usually. Yeah. I know we are, but we're a little older. And then that may be their only exposure to that vehicle because they're not going on Google, because these are even younger people.
And
so they're
just doing walkarounds and stuff like that. That's a great way to get it out there without being salesy.
Right. You're like, let me show you these features. Let me show you what's cool.
Yeah.
And then if you got swag, some personality, and you kind of make your videos pop, they're going to be attracted to the guy doing the video and then start seeing, okay, what else does he got? And then, where does he work? Oh, I want to go check him out.
Yeah.
And dealers take that for granted. They think,
100%.
oh, all my people are just, I need to give them a generic template. It's like, nah.
Nah, that's boring. It's boring.
Yeah.
The authenticity that you guys are discussing,
Yeah.
I think not only super impactful, like if I see somebody who's actually being a real person instead of acting, that rings true to me. But beyond that, like I don't want it to be cookie cutter and I don't want it to be all of these fake things, which is part of the reason that you guys are experts at this and I'm not, because I go on there, I'm like, I'm old and that doesn't feel like it's genuine. But what you're saying is you can bring that to the product, to the presentation, and actually people will resonate with that, which I am really excited about. Learning from some experts.
Yeah, and kind of go back to TikTok, I have a lot of sales guys who they will just literally do like a walk around of a car, check out the new features on this SQ5, check out the new screen, quick. And then they'll do like a launch. They'll launch it down the road just so people can hear the exhaust. That's not being salesy. That's being like a cool car guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's what catches people's attention, and then it kind of snowballs from there. If you're just like, oh, look, you can lease a Nissan for $199 a month. Like people that stuff doesn't interest people. You know what I mean?
Or if you're going to do it in a funny voice and like be different. I don't know. I feel like if you're going to do it that way, try to stand out.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
You got to stand out.
Or like poke fun at it.
Yeah, I follow one Forrester Auto Reviews, and it's not trying to sell me anything, which I really like, and he brings crazy different cars. And so I'll sit there and I'll watch it sometimes, and then you also just feel clean after you watch something like that. Like there's so much stuff on social media that can be risky, but when I'm watching like a car video and I'm learning something and it's enticing, I'm like, yeah. Like I feel good about what I did on social media today. So that is pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, you look like guys like Doug DeMuro, and like, Ed from InWiki.
Can you hear your impression of Doug real quick?
Hey guys, Doug DeMuro here.
Yeah.
This is a G-Wagon. Like,
this 2008, 1997, 1201. And you're just like, oh.
But you got to understand, like, Doug is like a legitimate car guy.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Like, he is a car guy through and through to his bones, He's not a sales guy. He is a legitimate car guy. And I think that's why people love him.
Yeah.
Because he gives it to you how he really feels about these cars.
Yeah. There's
straight
no
up. He's the real deal. I think that's why he's so successful as well. Because, he now owns, Cars and Bids, which we've actually posted some of our special cars on Cars and Bids. So now he does sell cars. But he got there because people loved his authenticity and his transparency about cars.
Yeah, and what's truly interesting is he's kind of a polarizing voice when you listen to him. So to your point about doing a funny voice, I don't think he's doing a funny voice. That's his actual voice.
Which is okay.
Yeah, and when you hear it, you're like,
that's him. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't know if this is something I'm going to resonate with, but then you find yourself watching it.
You're like, ooh, I'm tuning in for the next one. And then how he talks about the cars.
I just watched a 20-minute video about a Pontiac Aztec.
Yeah,
how did that happen?
How'd I say
It's just the allure of Doug,
It wasn't Breaking Bad you were watching it in either, right? This is just a real, video.
Yeah. He made a Pontiac Aztec interesting for 20 minutes. Okay, all right. I respect it.
If he's keeping people's attention, that's the other thing. We're in a very short attention span economy.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to resonate quickly, you got to get people in the beginning with your opening hooks and stuff. I want to segue a little bit, but at NADA a couple years back at the women's conference or the women's luncheon, there was an influencer who, you may know who I'm talking about, so maybe you'll help me out. She came in and talked about all the videos she does is all about reviewing cars for moms and like car seats.
Yeah.
And I forgot her freaking name.
I've watched some of
So
the stuff.
all she does, and she's blown up millions and millions of views. So they asked her to
That's
speak
a really good idea.
at NADA. So she's a mom, and her I think she's a daughter of a dealer owner or whatever.
Okay.
But
So she's in the car.
She's got access to vehicles. And literally her videos are, hey, let me show you how you can fit car seats into XYZ vehicle. This one's good for this. This one's good for that. And like all of her talking points are geared towards the mom or the future mom. So she's blown up doing that. And she doesn't sell cars. That's not even what she does. But it just gives me ideas of what salespeople could be doing at dealerships. Because that parent, if you're going to target parents, you got to get them where their focus is. That's safety and that's ease. So imagine it's probably giving you ideas from your salespeople of what you could be doing.
Well, yeah, I don't know her personally. I don't think I've ever seen her stuff, but I'm probably not her target audience. My wife might be.
Yeah.
There it is.
And then women make buying decisions a lot of times, right?
100%. I mean, my wife decided to buy this Jeep that we have right now, the Wagoneer. That was her decision. It's definitely not mine. So, I mean, that is a really, really good idea. And she has a very specific target audience.
Very niche.
And her audience is probably very, I don't know if loyal is the right word.
Yeah.
They
They're
probably
loyal.
watch everything she says, and oh yeah, the new car mom just dropped. We got to check this out.
Literally.
And it's true because nobody, like,
I don't know what's her name. Do you
We
know?
will
Like,
find it and layer it in.
Okay.
And post.
all right.
yeah.
So
But she like speaks to those specific people, but then I watch it, right? I'm not a mom, but
Sure.
if I'm talking to my wife about what we're going to buy, it's a great place to go. Plus, it's different content. So it's like, oh, this is a perspective I never thought of before.
the way she's speaking about it is to her target audience. So she's not using car jargon and
Right.
terms. She's like,
It's real.
It's real, it's honest, and then she's actually leveraging her own kids and practicing and getting in
Nice.
and out and all the
Nice.
things.
Love me
so
some child labor.
yeah,
Love that.
love that.
Yeah.
But what's also kind of good too is she calls out the vehicles that are not good by way of.
That's good.
That's the point too. It's not like here I'm trying to pitch you into
Yeah.
this. It's like, hey,
good.
here's why you maybe shouldn't get this Range Rover
Sure.
for your 3 kids because you can't fit all 3 car seats, and here's why. And
Yeah.
so it's a lot of that.
That makes sense.
In thinking about like this person who's posted and then thinking about how you're posting,
2 different styles, but both
Right.
effective.
Correct.
but would you empower your salespeople to go and do their own type of social media? Is that something that you also are on board with? Does it-
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I love it when my sales guys are out doing videos and, being funny. And we have a couple guys who are really good at, making like Instagram short skits and reels and stuff, like using trending audio. Because all that does is just get more eyeballs on your store.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
And I think it also kind of makes your store look a little bit more, cool,
Yeah.
is the right word. Not just like the traditional, like the Badger kind of store. Like you look more like a cool, like
Progressive.
spot that people want to come and hang out and hang out with you and see you and
Yeah.
buy cars from you and not feel like they're getting, raked over the coals, so.
I hate to like drag somebody, and maybe it won't drag somebody. But you've seen those?
I've done it before. So
Yeah, those Camino Real.
Oh, yeah.
ones,
Camino? Yeah.
right?
Sure.
Which the first time I saw that, I was like, I've been in so many dealerships. I've never seen people in a dealership like this. Like, that was my first thought. I'm like, are these people selling these cars, really? And then it kind of came out that it's, and I don't mind. Like, it's great because it's entertaining and it's funny.
Well, explain it for those who may have not seen it.
They employ these actresses who have nothing to do with car sales to come in and make funny skits. And they're all very attractive women, which typically on a car sales floor, it's people who look like Evan and myself. So that's not what you're going to run into.
Just 6-pack, lots,
It's
just,
8 now.
light,
It's in the
light
back
little.
of the fridge, though.
Yeah,
It's behind
yeah,
the cake.
Yeah, light work. Yeah,
And they are completely different than what you would see, and their skits are hilarious.
yeah, they're funny.
Right?
They're
And
funny skits.
They
for
talk
sure.
about the cars, and their audience has gone just gangbusters.
Yeah,
Because it's so different from what anybody else is doing. Everybody's doing this and they went this way.
sure.
Yeah,
And that's how you stand out and go viral, which brings sales down the road.
Right.
The
Well,
tricky part is, do they walk in and they're like, I'd like to see the lady from the Instagram.
yeah.
Oh, for sure. That's what people are doing. But I'm
me.
sure they have a.
Right? And I'm like, that's me. I wrote that
whoa.
skit. We're really excited to have you. It's like, where does that come in? But
Yeah.
they have to be selling just tons of cars just to.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably one of the most famous like dealership Instagrams out there right
Yeah.
now.
Or like Monahan's.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there, and I follow them all because I just like to see kind of what people are doing these days.
Yeah.
Apple Imports is another one that does something similar, and Russ Flip Whips. I mean, that guy, he completely blew up he doesn't even need to sell cars anymore because he was so good at social media. Now he literally goes around the country and trains dealers on how to use social media. That's like his full-time job now.
That is a
he
handle
went
for
from selling Lincolns to, going around and all he was doing was making like silly Instagram skits about, the funny customer that comes in after closing that wants to buy a car. And like,
Yeah.
I mean, I could go down a whole list of guys on Instagram that do stuff like that.
Yeah.
He couldn't keep up with the amount of
The
customers
demand.
he was getting off of his Instagram stuff because only wanted to come in and work with Russ. It was some Lincoln store in like, I don't know, Missouri or I don't
built
even
that
somewhere in
brand.
the Midwest.
He built that personal brand, which
Yeah.
is so
and
powerful.
he couldn't keep up with it. So I mean,
So I guess when you're doing this, you had mentioned like 46,000 clicks on one of your
One of your
the
videos.
Ferrari.
46,000 clicks.
What's your
yeah.
highest clicks for one of your videos that you've done to sell a car?
That's a good question. Yeah, it's probably up there. I don't know because we post on Audi Jacksonville and we have our Hannah and the Exotics, and then I have my own personal Instagram. So lately I've been doing like these dad joke reels. And those have been popping off.
Those have been hitting.
LinkedIn's been eating those ones up. Yeah.
Give me a dad joke.
We got some dads here, so
Yeah.
So a lot of I like to do this all the time where like they'll come up to the desk and they'll be like, hey, I need some numbers. and I'll reach in my desk and I'll grab some of the sticky numbers that we put on the windshields, and I'm like, all right, here's a 1, here's a 3, you know, or they're like, hey, I really need to get a pencil, and I have this big pencil on my desk.
Like, here's
And I'll just be like, here's your pencil.
Oh, that's great.
You know?
Those are great.
Yeah.
That's pretty good
yeah.
stuff. I'm going to have to follow that and check it out.
You got to check. It's on my LinkedIn, bro. You got to check it
All
out.
right, bro, man.
His LinkedIn is popping.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another thing we should talk about is like you have a LinkedIn following, which could be a niche for the car dealership because we've talked about it before. There's not a lot of car dealers who are using LinkedIn. All right. That doesn't seem like it aligns with what car dealerships sell or do.
I agree.
But truthfully, that's a place that you could explode in, right? Like that's an easy one for you to post.
Yeah,
and
you know,
talk about.
I could be a LinkedIn influencer if I
There you
wanted.
go.
You
Yeah.
You kind of already are.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean,
That's what I want to be.
yeah, LinkedIn's a cool place. It's very serious though.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like to see it be a little bit more fun. So that's why I like to post those fun videos on there, just to kind of get people like. Sometimes people LinkedIn on just take themselves a little too serious. Like it should be a fun place. You know, it's all like, you know, KPIs and this and that, CSI. Like, okay, all right, yeah. We don't need to take ourselves that serious on LinkedIn here, man. It's all good.
What I've noticed, and one way that, you know, you were talking about your staff and stuff at dinner last night, but one thing that you can leverage your LinkedIn for is for recruiting, because
Sure.
you're already showcasing why working at Audi Jax, working with you, is a completely different experience than a normal dealership,
Sure,
or a
sure.
traditional dealership.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you're, you know, recruiting the Gen Z employee or
Yeah.
whoever, I'm not discriminating against other ranges, but you know what I mean? Like, your LinkedIn is a huge opportunity to recruit
definitely.
people
For sure.
to your dealership, attract people, and dealerships could be leveraging that a lot more, and they could be leveraging it for sales as well.
I totally agree.
But they're not, because they're
Yeah.
scared of it. To your point, they think it's too professional, too buttoned up. But there's ways to be fun
I agree.
and still just not like blur the line too much, because then
Yeah.
people will be like, "This isn't Facebook," and they'll like comment on your LinkedIn
I
post
totally
and say
agree.
that. But there's like a fine line, and I think that you could hit it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the recruiting is really, really important because, you know, if you follow the NADA data, you know, the amount of salespeople that you have in your store is a direct reflection on how many cars you're going to sell. And if you don't have the salespeople in your store, you will not sell the cars. That's just what the data is, and the data is always correct. I mean, the data is literally facts. So, being able to have good salespeople on your sales floor and continue to bring in good salespeople is crucial to the success of your dealership. So if you can bring in people off of LinkedIn who are experienced or who are looking for a good place to work and good culture, I mean, that's huge. That's huge right now. So that's actually one of the reasons why I'm here today. Come work at Audi Jacksonville in sales.
Do it. Don't even think about it. Just
We'll
apply
hire you right now.
Mhm.
So yeah, and I mean, I've had some success on LinkedIn getting a few people that have hit me up and ask about the pay plan. They want to know a little more about our store because they see that, you know, we don't take ourselves so serious and we have fun.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Yeah, don't tell Upstart, but are you hiring? I'd love to come and check.
Yeah, we need salespeople big time.
Yeah.
I actually I gotta do a post later today. I gotta figure something out. I gotta do something.
Okay, you want to
Maybe
get on
you
my
could,
shoulders and I'll like carry you around and be like, "Come sell it on Jax." I'm down for that.
We have a video guy who comes through every week. We pay him per video, and he shoots like professional videos for us.
Nice.
So we got to get him in because I got to get some salespeople before December comes. I'm up against the clock here.
Yeah, man.
My back's against the wall.
Let's see if we can help you out with that. All right, we'll send some people.
This
your way.
video may go viral. You could share it and
Right.
want people to
So
come on board.
I gotta get some stuff out there. I'm already kind of thinking in my head about social media, like what do I got to get out there? Because right now, getting salespeople is more important than selling cars. Because if I get the salespeople, the cars will sell. Boom, 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 boom.
Boom,
See what I mean?
boom. I
In,
love
out,
it.
in, out.
and
I
out, in and
can't. I
out.
can't do these
So-
situations anymore. You just want to flex your biceps.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I gotta show you up a little bit,
I
but
hear you,
you know,
I hear you.
I gotta figure something. I'm already got stuff in my head. I'm thinking like,
So, like a couple final things that I want to go through, like when you're thinking about always posting content, I think one of the biggest barriers that we've experienced is it can be awkward, right? So, like coming up with that
sure.
thing or putting yourself in front of the camera can be weird.
Oh, yeah,
I
for
feel
sure.
so awkward right now. I could cry. But it's like,
right.
You hide it well.
Thank you. Do you just get over that? Was there a watershed moment where you're like, boom, I don't care what people think about me. This is what I'm going to do, and this is what I'm going to post, and you know.
Yeah, it can be a little awkward, especially if you're not used to it. You know, it feels weird, and you could kind of tell when people on camera like, oh, this guy's kind of, you know,
It's like he hates
he doesn't like this. You know,
Yeah.
It's almost like you got to act a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
But if you just be yourself and just kind of relax, I mean, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the more you do it, the better it becomes. The easier it becomes.
Yeah.
You know. So Yeah. You just got to keep doing it.
That makes sense.
Just get uncomfortable and you'll be fine. You'll be okay.
Keep doing it. That's one thing.
Worst comes to worst, you hit delete and re-record it.
That part, you're not going live. You can record it.
Yeah.
She was teaching me that yesterday.
I was teaching
I
that.
had to do
A
everything.
really good video editor will make you look amazing.
So video
Let me tell you.
editor, don't be shy, right?
Yeah.
Like figure out somebody who has some knowledge.
Yeah.
Practice.
What other practice? That's a good one, right? You stand in front of the mirror a lot and cry before you get
All the time.
all the time.
Just to
That's
make
good.
sure.
We got some video of that. We'll release it. And then what about consistency? Like, do you have a schedule that you try to
Consistency.
follow, or are you like just at?
Yeah. I mean,
Good question.
obviously, the more the better. The more that you can get your stuff out there, the more that people will see it, the better. If you kind of pull back a little bit, you're going to lose some of that hot audience that you have.
Yeah.
So, you're always trying to push stuff out there, every week or so. I mean, we try to do something as much as we can. So, yeah, I mean, the more the better, really. I mean, think about it's free. I mean,
Yeah.
Bare minimum once a week. Bare minimum. Like let's give the
I
audience
would-
some
yeah,
takeaways.
you got to be more than that.
Okay, so if I'm a dealer and I'm watching this right now, I'm a little old school, but I want to try this. What would be like? Give them a mini schedule that they could follow. Maybe
If you're a dealership, I mean, you could post, or you should post at least a couple times a week. I would say, once every 2 to 3 days, new inventory coming in, salesperson profile. I mean, there is so much content at a dealership that you could post that you probably just don't even realize it.
Yeah.
that's
I mean, you got new products dropping, you've got a new salesperson, you got a funny skit you can do. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything like crazy. It could be like literally just a 10-second thing or a picture of a car in your showroom. I mean, a picture of a car in your showroom is not going to get many people moving unless it's like a really cool, like exotic car. But, just keeping your dealership in front of people's face and their feet at all times is huge,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, you may not get a lot of likes and whatever and engagement, but
Unless we look like you.
well, but always keeping your dealership at the top of their feed will help you for sure.
Yeah, not to get discouraged if when you start the engagement is really low because it takes time to build that and it's almost good in the beginning as you're learning to kind of like, okay, I messed up that video, but the next one is going to get better and it's better. And
Yeah, and you got to understand, people aren't on Facebook to interact with Rochester Nissan. They don't care what Rochester Nissan's doing. But if you
no
put
shots
some,
fired.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's a real story. I just literally made that up.
It is.
Oh,
For
okay.
Rochester.
I'm sorry, Rochester. My bad. But same thing with Audi Jacksonville. People don't care what Audi Jacksonville is doing right now. So, you just got to put fun things in front of them and, they'll like you because you're funny and cool and you're doing fun things. They don't like you because you have the Q5 for $399 a month, which we may actually have. So
Plug it, man. What's up, Trey?
actually, I don't even know. Really, we have to figure that out.
What I'll say is, I know that there's a lot of great content for us all to take away. I've taken some really good things away from this conversation, and I'm going to get out there and really be bold and stop being so shy. And if you guys
struggle with that, let me tell you.
I know
you're a
man.
really shy
I know.
guy.
I've really opened up in the last 2 or 3 minutes. If you guys took anything away from this, some way that you're going to turn your likes into leads, into sales, make sure to continue to follow us because we're going to continue to break this playbook down. So thanks, and we'll see you guys later.